Joey Slye, the kicker, stands ready. And we are underway from Arrowhead. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. A dump down to McKinnon. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy. But they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of. And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively. Well, it could have gone for more.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. They'll look to pick it up with McKinnon. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Butker's kick here is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that with 3 points. They won't turn that down at all.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Wentz bringing the Commanders out for 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They fake the give. Now Wentz rolling to his right. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 46. On play action, Wentz. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter, because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down. A give up the middle to Gibson. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. On play action, it's Wentz. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. From 13 yards out. And the Commanders have answered that early field goal to take a 1st quarter lead.
I do believe we came here to see a game, didn't we? And it looks like he's running what we call routes versus air. You just go out there with your offensive unit and throw the football with no defense. He's 5 for 5 on the opening drive.
He was on his game there for drive number 1, but my only thing is now he can't go any higher than that. He was so perfect. Can he do it again later?
Yeah, all he cares about right now is making it 10 for 10, 15 for 15.
Keeping that going.
And he feels like he can get it done.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative.
Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. But not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes, too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of the route, too.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, now allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving up.
Charles Rowe on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Play action. Now Wentz. They'll roll him out right. He wants it all for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Wentz to the sideline on 4th down. Joey Sly is out there now for the Washington field goal. Sly able to put this one through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete, and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. Mahomes throw complete there to Smith-Schuster. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. From midfield, here's Mahomes. He'll find Smith-Schuster again. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. From the 45 on second down, Mahomes. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they can at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
From the 22, Mahomes. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On third and long, it's Mahomes. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Butker's kick here is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks attempts end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Washington going to go on offense now, late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got a stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
On 2nd and 10, Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And they'll get this down to the 10. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Mahomes going to throw. And looking underneath, and he finds McKinnon. Touchdown! Jerick McKinnon in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that gives him a 3-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. So we've come upon a happy sight for a lot of these fans. We're jumping right over halftime and getting back into the action. Well, Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They're not giving up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
We'll come to the line here, needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now Wentz on third down. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
4 yards to pick up, first down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. Second and 10. Now a play fake. Wentz rolling to his left. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he's able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Down to about the 45.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot. Corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice and short tackle.
Just a gain of 2 there. That's going to bring up a fourth down. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And Thomas has it. And he is going to have a Washington first down. They didn't get a lot, but they do convert on fourth. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. A give to Gibson running right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11. Wentz now to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders have retaken a third quarter lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Joey Slye now to kick off after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match.
We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard, they trail as we start quarter number 4. From the 27, Mahomes. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Mahomes finding Juju there for the Kansas City first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Able to slither by, and they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw taken in by Valdez-Scantling. Still going. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. But plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown on the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead back.
So the drive there took 6 plays, and it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Takes it at the 7. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Wentz now on first down. Taking a shot for Samuel. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early, let the defense react too quickly. And you definitely want to throw it too late. And that way it's not thrown perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
And that will be incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL. But if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They run once more with McKinnon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Throwing is Mahomes on third. He's got his man, Valdes-Scantling. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chiefs strike quickly to take the lead here in the fourth. Important extra point up and through. They will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So Wentz and the Commanders down 27-20. A little under a minute 50 remaining. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a 1-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that's caught inside the 30. Back to throw. Wentz going for it all. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. And the Chiefs have just about sewn up this football game. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners end up winding up on special teams and sub packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Straight ahead they go with McKinnon. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. 3rd and short, McKinnon. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Now Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him to completion.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the quarterback.
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allow him to run with him stride for stride.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now as to think back, cycling through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Now Wentz, gotta have this one. He's got McLaurin. And they will get the conversion on 4th down to stay alive, but time, not an ally. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive